Hello, welcome to this lecture video. Here I am going to discuss about elastic properties of materials under the chapter elasticity, which comes under module 2 of engineering physics prescribed by VTU. So here I am going to discuss the following points, that is concept of elasticity, stress and strain, types of stress and strains, and Hooke's law. First, let us concentrate on what is elasticity and then what is stress and what is strain. So, I am going to explain what are elastic materials. So, all bodies get deformed under the action of force, the property by virtue of which it tends to regain its original shape on the removal of deforming forces is called elasticity. If the body retains its altered shape, then it is said to be perfectly plastic body. So here I am going to talk about what is stress and strain. Suppose if F, that is capital F, is the force applied and capital A is the area of cross section of the body, then the stress is denoted by symbol capital T is equal to F by A, or force per unit area of cross section. The ratio of change in dimension, that is delta D, of a body to the original dimension, that is capital D, is called strain. That is, the ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension is called strain. So again I am going to repeat, stress is the force applied on a body per unit area of normal cross section, and strain is the fractional deformation produced in a body when it is subjected to a set of deforming forces. And here we come across some different types of stresses, that is tensile stress. The force acting along the length of the body is called tensile stress. The tensile stress leads to change in length of a body with respect to its original length. And shear stress, when tangential force acting on a body, it undergoes a change in its shape. The tangential force per unit area of cross section is called shear stress. Next, compressive stress. A normal stress is called compressive when the body is subjected to compression. So these were all the types of stresses we come across. So here in this picture you can look at a strain which is fixed, and let capital L be the original length. After applying force, it will gets extended by a value, say delta L. So that's what that we can observe in this picture. And here is another picture. So here the material is taken in the form of a box, and a tangential force is acting on the top layer of the box. Because of the deforming force, okay, it will bends as shown in the picture. That means it will gets tilted through an angle, say theta, whatever you looked in the diagram. So here I am going to explain some of the concepts related to elastic properties. So when a body is subjected to a force or a system of force, the deformation is not only in one direction but it will take place in almost all directions. If a wire is stretched, it undergoes extension along the direction of the force and also undergoes contraction in the perpendicular direction. The strain produced along the direction of the force is called longitudinal strain, and that produced in a perpendicular direction is called lateral strain. Within the elastic limit, the ratio of the lateral strain to the longitudinal strain is. Now I am going to explain what is longitudinal strain coefficient denoted by symbol alpha. The longitudinal strain produced per unit stress is called longitudinal strain coefficient. Let capital T be the applied stress. The corresponding longitudinal strain will be small x by capital L. Then the longitudinal strain coefficient alpha is equal to small x by capital L divided by T, or alpha is equal to x by TL. So the extension produced x will be TL into alpha. Next, the lateral strain of a body will be explained in this manner. If a deforming force acting on a body or a wire produces a change that is small d in its diameter when the original diameter is capital D, then lateral strain will be written as small d by capital D. The lateral strain coefficient beta is given by beta is equal to small d by capital D divided by capital T, where T is the stress applied. Therefore, beta is equal to small d by capital T into capital D. So now we come to know about what is alpha and beta. So within the elastic limit, the ratio of lateral strain to the longitudinal strain is observed to be a constant, and it is considered as Poisson's ratio. So Poisson's ratio is denoted by symbol sigma, that is equal to lateral strain by longitudinal strain, that is sigma is equal to small d by capital D divided by small x by capital L. Therefore sigma is equal to small capital L into small d divided by x d. So finally, after simplification, we are going to get sigma is equal to beta by alpha. So this is what about the Poisson's ratio. So already told about what is shear stress, longitudinal strain and shearing strain, and also volumetric strain. Then what is Hooke's law? Hooke's law states that stress is proportional to strain within elastic limit, or stress by strain is equal to a constant, and it is also considered as modulus of elasticity or elastic constant. It is a characteristic property of a material. So that is what Hooke's law. So Hooke's law states that stress is proportional to strain within elastic limit, or stress by strain is equal to a constant value, that is what is called modulus of elasticity or elastic constants. So there are three types of modulus of elasticity, that is Young's modulus, rigidity modulus and bulk modulus. So I want to explain what is Young's modulus, rigidity modulus and bulk modulus. So Young's modulus is denoted by symbol capital Y. It is the ratio of longitudinal stress to linear strain within the elastic limit, and it is considered as Young's modulus. That is, Young's modulus Y is equal to longitudinal stress divided by linear strain. So the unit of Young's modulus is Newton per meter square. And next one is bulk modulus. The ratio of compressive stress to the volume strain within the elastic limit is called bulk modulus. So bulk modulus is denoted by symbol K, that is equal to compressive stress by volumetric strain. Rigidity modulus. Rigidity modulus is denoted by symbol N. Rigidity modulus is the ratio of the tangential stress to the shearing strain. That is, N is equal to tangential stress divided by shearing strain within elastic limit. The unit is also N by meter square, that is Newton per meter square for rigidity modulus. So here you can look at a graph plotted stress versus strain for various materials. So here the first curve is A, that is the strongest and the stiffest material, for which the stress strain curve will be shown, and similarly B is the most ductile material, for which it is looks like OB, that is straight, and the third curve is most ductile material, that's why it will looks like this, and the last one is the material which breaks before the material type C. So that's what the curve that you can look into this picture. So stress is proportional to strain within elastic limit. So based upon that concept, all these curves were all plotted here. Thank you.